when you get your caravan to your pitch, I assume you may be doing this or you may not have. Check to see if it's level side to side first. Obviously, hard standing pitches tend to be reasonably level side to side. If you're on the grass, obviously it can be variable. So if you do need to level it, you're going to need to lift the one side or the other, whichever's the lowest. Normally you use wooden blocks. You can use wooden blocks, ramps, or whatever's easiest. Obviously using your vehicle to pull it up or down. Front to back, level it via the jockey wheel. Hopefully you've been doing something like that as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So once you've done that, then you can drop the legs down in each corner. So that's your steadies. You've got one handle here. Okay. If you've got a cordless drill, you may have one or not at home, you can get a section similar to that, which you can put into a cordless drill.
Yep.
We use here all the time, because obviously you can imagine we've got legs going up and down all the time. So by that we only get a fraction of the work done we would do. So you can use a drill, a cordless drill, to actually wind the legs up or down.
Yep.
Okay. When you put the legs down, they're not there. They're not a lifting system. They're not a jacking system. They're just there to support it when you're in it. Okay. Okay. So you don't use it to either one to try and level it, or to if you've got a puncture, don't try and use that as a jacking system. Because what they all do, because obviously where the legs are right at the end, obviously it can put a lot of strain on the chassis if you try to lift it like that. Okay. So once you've done that, obviously wind your legs down, drop the legs to the floor. What I tend to do is that. You can see it's still got a bit of movement there. Obviously just needs another half a tweak or so around each one before you finish as such. Have at least one leg at the back down before you jump in. If you forget, yes, it can be seesaw. You know, the little kiddie may like a seesaw, but not really in the caravan. Okay. So then you can obviously start connecting your services. Gas, that's your gas there. I've just got my gas operating at the moment. Obviously we're using our gas. With the pigtail, you may have had a slightly different pigtail on your last one.
Yep.
You may have had the regulator actually on the bottle itself.
Yep.
This is actually got the regulator, you can see there, actually connected to the caravan itself. So you've just got that pipe
right, okay.
connect to your gas, so that's where you disconnect or connect.
Yep.
I assume that's your gas, is it? Propane?
It is now, yeah.
Yeah, it is now, yeah.
We had a BP bottle.
Right,
so.
Okay, yeah, they're not so common now then. If you're aware of it, is a reverse thread on these, yeah, so if you've heard of the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey on a bolt, it's obviously opposite, so it's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. So if that confuses you, you may remember it, but it's always a bit fiddly when you're trying to get obviously that they're not on and off. Okay, obviously always travel with the gas turned off. So obviously the first thing you do when you get to site, you may want to turn the gas on. Someone might be putting the kettle on while you're doing the rest of the stuff outside, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Or they may be helping you, even luckier. Right. Excuse me. Right, water in. So this is your pipe. There's no pump on the end of it, which you may have had on your last one.
Yep.
The pump is actually on board.
Okay.
So this is just a pipe. Just be careful. You can see that it naturally wants to curl up. Just make sure you straighten it out before you put in the Akrol. Otherwise, it might just curl up and just start drawing air out the top of the Akrol instead of drawing the water. Obviously, you've got the cap that goes over top of that. To release that, just pull back on that trigger. Releases it. Click it in. Just clicks in. Okay. Vent for your boiler. I'm pretty assuming that you would have probably had the Carver one on yours. You had it to drain it. You might have had a little screw on the inside. Yeah. This has got a drain valve inside, which I'll show you after.
Okay.
So this is your vent for your boiler.
Okay.
Cover. So travel cover. You need to remove it. Obviously, when you operate on gas, if you don't remove it, it'll just shut down anyway.
Okay.
But if you use it on electric, you don't need to worry about taking that off. So if you are using it on gas and you forget, which is quite easy to do, I've done it. You just need to come out and take that off and just refire the boiler up. I'll go for the mechanisms inside. Okay, right, got your battery fitted, so George has fitted that for you. Electric, always connect your electric to your van first, unravel the cable fully and then connect your bollard after. Okay, if you connect to the bollard first, you've got a live cable, you could be walking across live wet grass, it's not going to be good. Okay, so all you do is just, see that little groove there, just pop it into there, obviously shut it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so there's nothing else in that one. Okay, do that bit. Right, further along, so you've got your waste outlet. Not sure on the last one you may have had it on the rear of the van.
Yes.
This one is a bit more convenient on the side of the van. If you're on a bit of a slopey pitch and you're coming out the back, obviously the lower it is at the back, the harder it is to get a waste master on. This is a lot easier because it's alongside. Okay, so you just have
pipes for that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if George has supplied them actually. No. So you're going to need waste pipes for that. Obviously, you do sell them in the shop. You will get a what you call a piece of paper that's obviously giving you a discount in the shop today. Okay. Toilet. This may be slightly different. Flush tank. So your pink chemical and water in there.
Yep.
So that's your reservoir there. Before you may have had it down here.
Yes.
Possible, yeah. Waste tank, obviously that's still down here. Waste tank of this is slightly different. Got a handle and wheels, which makes life easier. As my colleague says, it's now what is called a unisex toilet, if there's somebody who was listening. A unisex toilet cassette. So obviously you can go and wander off with that if you really want to, but obviously you don't see many ladies at the toilet emptying point.
No.
True. It's true, that is true. Right. Blue chemical in there, same as your last one, and around about a pint of water. That obviously breaks down the nasty stuff. Just be careful where you're putting that. Obviously, you can end up with that being down the empty point if you're not careful. You see the little one's okay. Air bleed button, so that should look pretty similar mechanism wise.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, then you've obviously got access into that through there as well. Okay, that just slides in. So to release it, just lift the handle slightly and that will slide out.
Okay.
If that's not coming out easy, the likelihood is the wastegate hasn't been closed inside. Okay,
Right,
so
okay.
just push it in, go and have a look, make sure it is closed before you start trying to drag that out.
Okay.
Also, drain wise, you may have had a little pipe here on your last one, which you could drain down. This one's got the pipe up here. So what you can do is actually flush that into here first, and then just drain the last little bit via that.
For winter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Right, so go around this side now. So obviously you see the wind down points.
Yeah.
They should be pretty similar, I would have thought, to your last fan anyway. Okay, access under your bed. Obviously it's right, obviously you realise it's right at the back of the van. If you start putting too much heavy stuff in the back of the van, you're going to end up, well, that plus you're driving down the road, the back end's going to start wagging.
Fishtailing.
Yeah, exactly. So just be careful. You can obviously put large light stuff in there, but not big heavy stuff. So awning you do not want, if you've got an awning right at the back here.
No, it needs to be further.
Yeah, it needs to be over the axle slightly forward. But obviously when you're on site it doesn't matter, you've obviously got access to chairs or whatever else that you may have in there. And obviously someone's retrofitted a electric point there as well, so you can have electric into your awning. Okay. Right, coming alongside here now, this is something very important that you need to check regularly. This is the checking of the torques on the wheel nuts. 115 newton meters, so do check that regularly. It is in your handbook, which is in there. I will check that before you leave.
Okay.
But just make sure you check them regularly. I always check mine before I leave each time, so when I'm going away, I will check them. All right. Well, obviously not yours. I'm not there every time you go away. But obviously my own. Then plate. Obviously tyre pressure also important. You can see there it says tyre pressure 63 psi. So again, make sure you are checking them regularly.
Okay.
All right. I can see what you caught on. You obviously caught on the other camera. Okay. Happy with that? Everything on the outside?
Yep.
Right. If you'd like to go inside, if you're likely to bring them inside. Likely to wake you up with that.
Lighter.
That's it.
It's much lighter in here.
Well, your previous van, I'm just trying to think now how your control panel would be on an older van. You may have had a car van switch.
A little door with lots of switches.
Loads of switches. You may have had would have been a car van switch. Haven't got that on this one. You don't need to worry about that. This is your control panel up here. Power switch. So that switches your 12 volt systems on. Okay. Okay.
Test is on.
Yes,
You're
George.
just transferring the hitch over, and you can use existing bolts. You've not got to worry about that.
So what
All
hitch
right. Okay.
we're swapping their hitch from their.
Part exchange. Yes.
All right. Okay. Right. So that's I've just lit the control panel up there. Obviously, you can see everything obviously working.
Yeah.
Right. That's 12 volt systems off now. You can see there's two lights still working at the front.
Yep.
That's running from 240.
That's the mains.
Yeah, so that's mains on them two lights. So if you're on a site with no electric and they're not working, that's the reason why. Okay, so first thing you do when you come in, press your power switch on. Don't switch your water pump on straight away. The reasons for that is, you can see where this tap can go. And if you've left them taps open, as soon as you hit that water pump, it's going to start putting water in. And if that's in that kind of position, with tap open, you're going to end up with waterfalls, right? Battery select. So if you did have your car still on attached on site, you could actually draw 12 volts from that, but you don't really want to be doing that. You want to be on the leisure side, which is that's what's indicating there. Normally you'll unattach the car and get that out of the way anyway. When you're travelling with it, you can draw 12 volts from the car into the van as long as you've got that electrics connected, which can power the fridge as like a cooler box, or the charger, which is charge your laser battery as you're travelling as well. But you don't need to switch any of that on to do that. Okay, it does it automatically. Okay, and then view levels. Obviously this is more important when you, again, if you're off grid, you're only relying on your battery to power things. Obviously this is where you've got to keep an eye on, because obviously when the battery runs down, you've got no power. So if you've got electric connector, you don't need to worry too much about that level. Okay, it's showing 14 volts, because that's going for a charger. Normally your battery's around about 12.5-ish, obviously a charged one. Okay, happy with that bit so far? Good. Right, so what we'll do, we'll set your water system up next. I have primed it already, but I'll just go through the process with you. So underneath here, so as I said, before you switch your water pump on, what you want to be doing is obviously closing the drain down. So remember, your last one was a little screw out on the outside of the vent.
Yep.
This is this lever here. So that yellow lever there is your drain down. Okay, so that empties your boiler and the rest of your tap system. Position it's in, it's closed. If you tip it up, it's pointing upwards. That is open, and that will drain the water down onto the ground underneath the van.
Okay.
Okay. At the same time, open the taps to centre, so that obviously allows the air to flow through. Okay. Right. So to purge your water system of air, so if you've drained it obviously previously, it's going to, all the system's going to be full of air. But again, before we do anything, just make sure all the taps are closed in the correct position, same as your shower, and the sink just around the corner. Then you can switch the water pump on. So it's just a matter of press that button there, the green light inside it. To purge the air out of the system, open up on the cold side first. You'll get a lot of spluttering normally. Obviously I have primed it. We'll see a bit of a splutter in a second because I obviously pulled the pipe out when we're outside. So you see more of that to start with. Get the air out of the system. I always start on the cold side first because that's closer direct to the tap. If you remember that pipe curling up, so if you haven't noticed that and it has curled up, it's just going to be drawing air for a long period of time. If it's when you're trying to fill the hot water tank, which is on the hot side of it.
Alright, and put legs down so you can go inside, then it's safe.
Okay.
Right, have we got stuff to transfer, George?
Yes, so if it's reversed down by the statics, and John seems quite capable of reversing, and you can park it there and transfer the bits over.
Alright, okay. Yeah, so to fill the hot side of the tank, obviously if you've emptied the system, hot water tank is going to be empty. Yeah. Because obviously which is a 10 litre container, it's obviously 10 litres of air. 10 litres of air has got to come out of this tap before it obviously fills it. Yeah. So open it up on the hot side. If you went direct to do the hot side first, and you haven't noticed that pipe was in the top, you're going to be there for hours just drawing air through. Yeah. That's why I always start the cold air, because I know that's going to cold water. Yeah. So once you've got a solid stream like that, then you know your hot water tank's full. If it should splutter at least a couple of minutes at least. Yeah. While it's filling up. If it's struggling, this is on a pressurised system. Your last one would be probably been an electric switch in the tap. That's the pump obviously making that racket. Obviously it's still got a bit of air in the system. That's why it's quite so noisy. Okay, so close it down. If it's struggling to get that air out, close it down. Let the pressure build up. Then just open this carefully, because it will come out with quite an explosion of air and a bit of water. So once it's done that, you might need to do that a couple of times, and it should push all the air out, and the water should be a solid stream there. Okay, do the same with each tap, because that's what's happening at the moment. It's still got air in the system. I haven't done the other two taps. So do the kitchen first, then do the other two taps. Okay. Then we can switch the water heating on. Do not switch. It's same as your last one. Do not switch your water heating on until you've got water in a hot water tank, because it's like boiling a kettle with no water in it. It's going to damage the element. So on the consumer unit down here, so consumer unit, you can see the one button that's not lit. It says water heater. Press that on. That will then start heating your water on electric. Okay, so that is the one you definitely need to switch off when you're leaving. Okay, because if you've left that switched on, even though when you're leaving you unplug your electric, that actually shuts out all the power to it. You get to your next site, you've left that switched on, you drain that, plug your electric in, it'll start heating up straight away. Then you could be in trouble. Okay, it has got like a thermal switch which will shut down if it overheats. Yeah. But obviously it's been a few years old. It may have happened a few times already.
You may be a bit tired, and
it might be the last time. So before you leave to come home, make sure you switch that off. That is the most important one. You can switch all of them off if you want, but that is the one you need to switch off. Okay. Especially if you're draining it, obviously. Okay. So to electric water heating is that one. If you come across here, you've got two dials, look very, very similar, but they are for different things. So you can see this top one says Ultra Store. Compressor going now. Ultra Store, that's your water. So Ultra Store, storing your water. Ultra Heat is your heater. Okay, so that's the two different controls. Water heating on gas. You see there's a little gas flame there, look. Or gas flame icon. Turn that. you need that, just click then. Well, you should be able to see, I don't know if you can see from that angle, there's a green light just behind this switch here.
Okay.
Green light means okay, it's fired up. If it fails, you'll see a red light. Red light means it's failed to light. So all you do is turn that ring, turn it off, check the thing. So you check you have turned your gas on. Okay, you want to check, making sure you have got gas. So you could just fire your cooker up, you can see you've got gas running. The other thing is your vent cover. So the vent cover outside, if that has been left on, that will fail it, it will just shut down. So obviously make sure that's off. Then the other reason, it may be just air in the system. If you haven't used it for a while, it gets a bit of air in the system, or you just change the gas cylinder over. It obviously allows a bit of air into the system. So all you need to do then is switch it back on again. After you've checked all them things, make sure you have got gas. It may fail again. Turn it off. Give it a minute. Turn it back on again. So what it's doing then is purge it, trying to purge the air out. So it may take 2 or 3 attempts if it hasn't been lit, as I said. Okay. The difference between heating and hot on gas and compared to electric is thermostatically controlled to 70 degrees, so there's no variable on that. The gas side of it, you can vary it a little bit with the control in the centre, so that will do 70 degrees or as low as 30. So obviously being aware, if you've got a youngster, obviously 70 degrees is quite warm, so just be aware of that. Okay, and obviously you can switch that off.
So that's just to turn the gas, the side of the water on.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
down there just does the electric.
Does the electric, yeah.
Okay, so it's one or the other.
Yeah, you can have them both on at the same time if you wanted to heat the water up quicker if you wanted to.
Right. Okay.
But electric is pretty efficient anyway. You probably won't. The likelihood of using gas is more likely when you're on the site you haven't got electric. Obviously you will have to use gas, but
yeah,
most sites have electric.
And it's good to run it now and again anyway.
Yeah. I'd fire it up every now and again as well, just to keep it. Obviously, anything that's not used for a while, obviously, may fail to light. Right. So your next thing, obviously, you want to warm the van up, especially in this weather. Fire operates on electric or gas. Okay. So again, space heater switch down here on the unit next to the water heating button. See that space heater?
Yeah.
The other control, which is the bottom dial, you see there's a green light inside it.
Yep.
So it looks very similar to the one above the gas. All that is just saying it's got the energy available. So if you're looking at the bottom dial now, the green light's gone off. So if you're trying to switch it on, there's no green light in it. The likelihood is you haven't switched it on down in that isolated button there. Okay. So what that will do is control an element inside the fire here now. So you see that it's got options of 500, 1000 or 2000 watts. So you just turn the outer one, that's on 1000, 2000, centre one's off.
Yep.
Okay, so you can see a green light in there. Thermostat control. So 1 next to the green light, that's the coldest setting. 9, warmer setting. Okay, so as I say, it's heating an element up in your fire. It has also got, it won't heat up that quick, but you also got a gas element in there as well. So you can't use them both at the same time. But if you're on if you've gone a really cold period of time when you've gone away, electric takes a little bit, obviously, to warm up. So it's only 2 kilowatts. It takes a little while to warm up this area. You may want to operate on gas first, warm it up, boost it up, get it up to temperature, then you could swap over to electric, and the electric will tick over quite nicely then. Again, I'm aware, obviously, a little one, this can get quite hot, so just be aware of that.
Does it get hot with gas or with electric? Or with
it will get hot, it will get warm with both, so just be aware of that. To operate on gas, I turn that there, you can hear it clicking, you might be able to just do it with the noise in the background. So that's the igniter ready to light it. Press and hold that down. The ticking stopped, or if you hear the gas light then. If I took my finger off there and it started ticking again, obviously it hasn't lit, so you just press and hold it a bit longer. What you should be able to see, through that window down there, you should be able to see the gas flame.
Yep. Okay.
The narrow point of the indicator, that's where you're pointing it obviously. So 10 being the hottest, 1 or 2 being the coldest. To switch it off, bring it all the way back just past, or just up to 0, and that switches it off. Okay, if you do hit, it probably won't do it now because it's just lit. That's it, it's got a light again. When it's cold, and if somebody's been playing with it, and they've moved it into that position, it'll click, it'll just carry on click, 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 click. What it will do is it's got its own battery for that igniter. It will drain that battery down, so if someone has been playing with it and it hasn't lit, it'll be and it'll flat the battery. Okay, this side of it is your fan. So the fan is independent, so it runs off 12 volts. It will operate when you've got it heating on electric, or it will work when it's heating on gas, or it will work on its own just to circulate air in the warmer months. Okay, so centre's off, right is automatic, so that's thermostatic control, goes up and down with the temperature of the heater. Okay, so you just set your fan where you want it to, so as that comes up, and then obviously dies down when it reaches temperature. Or you've got your manual setting, so you can again adjust what speed you want the fan. What that will do is, if you can see the vents, there's one there, just trying to see where the other one was, or at the end of the bed, and there should be one in the bathroom as well, so that'll circulate your warm air around. So when you get the heating running, it's best to have an air circulation, so that'll push air into it all around the van. The centre's off. Okay. Happy with that bit? You happy with your water heating? Happy with your fire? Yeah. Good. Right, next thing we come to is your fridge. So you might want to cool things down after you've warmed everything up. I love putting that little switch there. Okay. You just press and hold that, it switches it on or off. You can see it's actually on at the moment. See that little blue light? That's indicating to me that it's running okay. The screen is slightly dull at the moment. I can press any button, lights the screen up, so you can see what's happening with it. So at the moment it's selected, electric is selected. Okay, this button on the left, or my left, press it again, so that's your energy select button. So that's 12 volts, but that is 12 volts coming from the car. As long as you've got that connection on wired into your toggle, or into your electrics, that will provide 12 volts to your fridge, which will act as like a cooler box as you're travelling. Okay, if you want to obviously travel with it cold, you need to cool it down the night before, if possible. If you've got it in storage, obviously that'd be a bit more difficult. If you've got it at home, you could actually attach the electric to it, or gas if you wanted to, and cool it down before you travel. Okay. So at the moment that's indicating that we haven't got the energy I'm trying to get. So blue light flashing on the spanner, obviously that the car's not attached, the engine's not running, so it's obviously detecting that and letting me know. If I select gas, so I've selected gas now, that will automatically light. If that starts flashing and you see a blue spanner, that means the gas has failed to light. Okay, so all you need to do is press and hold that, switches it off. Check the things like we were for the boiler, so check we have turned the gas on, make sure you have got gas. Again, it might be just a bit of air in the system. Leave it around about a minute, switch it back on, and it should attempt to light it again. Again, it may fail, so again, switch it off, leave it another minute, press it back on again. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it rolling now. Just about hear it in the background. Yeah, I think it is anyway, so I can hear something else.
Hear something.
Okay, so most people do tend to run it on electric, because obviously you pay for your pitch, the electric comes with it. Obviously if you haven't got electric, then obviously you run on gas as well anyway. This side of it, temperature range, so all 5 lit, that's the coldest setting. Okay, so obviously it's coming out frozen button and obviously it's too cold, just need to slightly adjust it. Okay, it all depends on the temperature outside. If it's really hot outside, obviously it needs to work hard. If it's really cold outside, it doesn't need to work as hard. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Obviously the next thing along, cooker. I know that's why I don't want to kneel down so I won't get back up on it. Right, 12 volt igniter, so it just fires up the gas. So it's similar to probably what you had previously. You might have had to have a match or whatever to light your last one, but this one obviously works off the 12 volts. Okay, has also got a safety device on the lid as well. So obviously if that's down, it's not going to light, or it's not fully up, sometimes it may not light as well. Also you have got electric ring, obviously that saves on the gas as well. Just be careful, obviously this glass, obviously very, very vulnerable to heat. So when you switch it off, make sure it is properly cool before you bring that down, because that obviously will hold heat a lot longer than the rest of that. Okay, your grill, exactly the same, that will ignite off. Get that fired up. You might just be able to see the reflection in the... there we go. Yep. Okay. Grill pan, so your handle's just inside there for you. And your oven, same again. So your oven, that will light again. Ignite off the igniter. Okay. So just be, again, obviously little kids again, obviously you'll be aware of safety features on things like this. Imagine they love little buttons and things to press.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, microwave. I'm just looking up here and there's microwaves on this side of this one. Right. Very important this that you don't travel with that in. If that does drop down and go on that, it's going to go through it. So safety wise, put it somewhere else. I'll just stick it there for now. But my wife tends to put it in a bowl with a tea towel wrapped around it, stops it rattling about.
Yep.
Obviously it stops it from damaging anything. To operate it, if you see this, turn this here, all it does is it wants to go through auto menu. So obviously you don't want to do that. So if you want seconds on that, just press the power button once, or twice or 3 times, whatever, to get energy select, so 100%, 50%, whatever you want to set it at. Then you can turn it for seconds, right? Then you just press start, away it goes. Otherwise you've got a quick start on the start button, goes up in 30-second increments. So say you want a minute, press it twice, and it starts straight away, or on its own. Okay, happy with that bit? Yep. Good. Bathroom, it's probably slightly different if you just want to open the door. So you may have had a manual flush, So a pumping operation. Oh yeah, it's that type one. Yeah. This one's got an electric flush. So you see the big blue button on the top. All you do is just press that. It's a 12-volt pump, and that will obviously put flush water into the bowl. To open it, you may have had a turny one as well.
Yeah.
On that, this has got a lever. See the grey lever just at the front underneath. Yeah. You just slide that across, left or right, to open it or shut it.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So the other important thing, obviously, before you put water or switch water pump on, is obviously shower. You can see where the shower head's facing at the moment. If you've managed to, you left that open and that was facing out here, it can make a mess. All right. So also on the top of it, you can see there's a little lever on the top of the head of the shower. That's to restrict how much water you're using, as in a bit like a garden hose. You just press and then release. So if you're using that, or when you're using a shower on board, you are limited to how much water you've got. Obviously, Aqua is not going to last long. Also, hot water tank, as I said, is 10 litres, so it's not going to last long. If you've got that flat out, 2 minutes, you're probably starting to draw cold through it. Okay, so most people will use the facilities on site. They're usually pretty good. Plus, you've got limited amount, or unlimited, I should say, amount of hot water, compared to obviously cleaning kids as well. Obviously,
yes.
Depending on if you're on the beach or not, get all sandy. Right, access under your bed. As I said, you have got quite a big area under there, so just be careful. Especially when you're travelling, how much you do put under there.
Awning better on the floor.
Yeah, awning's better over the axle. I couldn't quite didn't quite see what your vehicle was when you came past. Was it a Tiguan, was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but so the likelihood you're going to have probably a fair bit of kiddie stuff in the back of the car anyway. I would expect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I tend to travel with my awning in the boot of the car.